Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks and welcome back to another episode of Box Office Chat. This is the show where I break down the top 5 domestic box office results, see where each movie landed, and see how well each movie did, so let's get started. Number 5 was DC League of Super Pets, making $5.6 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $67 million and a worldwide total of $131 million. So despite dipping all the way down to number 5, causing this to potentially be one of, if not the last time we see this movie in the top 5, the film had a spectacular hold as it only dipped 19% from last weekend, which is incredible, and it puts its domestic total just $3 million away from the $70 million total domestically, which it should get to by the end of the week. And this really does show that it is starting to pick up steam a bit. It's chugging along just finely thanks to lack of competition and strong word of mouth from families. It seems that it's probably going to do just fine for the month. However, there is a bit of a big bump in the road for this movie, and that is, while it is picking up steam domestically, it hasn't really been doing so internationally, because while it was able to surpass 100 million worldwide, internationally it has started to slow down significantly. It's just not maintaining its core audiences internationally as other family animated films that came out prior to this movie, like Sonic, The Bad Guys, and especially Minions 2. So that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye out on, especially when this movie is just 50 million away from the doubling point. It looks like it's going to struggle to get there, so hopefully its strong legs domestically can carry it through there. Again, that is a big if. That's a big ask. I'm aware of that. So hopefully it can get to that total worldwide, hopefully due to the strong performance domestically, as it is showing improvements domestically. It's just that internationally, it's just losing steam a bit. Kind of interesting for this to happen to Super Pets of all things. It's picking up the pace domestically, but it's slowing down internationally. I'm not sure if I've ever seen something like this happen on this show, but I'm sure I probably did, and I'm just forgetting about it. Someone will let me know in the comments. But yeah, Super Pets is in a very peculiar position right now. We'll see where it ends up, if it succeeds or fails. Wherever it is, still domestically at least performing a lot better than what was expected, and we'll see where it goes from here. Number 4 was Top Gun Maverick, making $5.9 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $683 million and a worldwide total of $1.4 billion. So surprising to no one, Top Gun Maverick is still crushing it at the box office, as it actually had the best hold out of any of the holdovers in the top 5. Yes, surpassing Super Pets with a drop off of just 16%. Incredible, astronomical, even, to say the least. You can tell I'm running out of synonyms for amazing to describe how well this movie is doing, but it has surpassed 2 milestones. Obviously the $1.4 billion milestone, just bravo there, but also in terms of all-time highest grossing films domestically, it has in fact surpassed Avengers Infinity War to become the 6th highest grossing film of all time domestically. The only thing standing in its way from the 5th spot is Black Panther with $700 million domestically. We'll see if it has enough in it to get over that total, but just by judging how incredibly successful this movie has been for the past several months now, I wouldn't bet against that movie getting to that total, but we'll see. Anything can happen. This movie has just crushed it. It fell out of the top 5 for 1 week and then came right back up, and now here we are still talking about its hugely successful run, still the highest grossing film of the year so far. Don't see anything standing in its way as of yet. Not much more else to say here, except Top Gun Maverick is still doing very well for itself, and congratulations. Number 3 was Bullet Train, making $8 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $69 million and a worldwide total of $149 million. So Bullet Train still continues to do very well. It dipped 40%, which is quite the impressive hold for the type of film it is. Word of mouth is certainly helping it out, and just, well, lack of competition. It's definitely going to surpass 70 million by maybe the next couple days. Hell, it might even get to that total by the time this video comes out, to be sure. And in terms of its doubling point, it is just 30 million away, about 30 million away to be precise, from its doubling point of $180 million. And unlike Super Pets, I think it might have a shot of getting there, just because the film is just doing a lot better internationally and resonating well with audiences. It's still doing very well internationally as well as domestically. We'll see if it can get to the $100 million domestic mark. It might struggle there. It's already below 10 million right now, but given the, once again, very dry spell we are facing for the next couple weeks at the box office, I wouldn't be surprised to see it surpass it eventually. Maybe out of the top 5 when it eventually leaves the top 5 domestic box office results, which is definitely going to happen in some way, shape, or form, but it's certainly not going to be anytime soon. I still think word of mouth is really going to help this movie out. People are certainly really liking this movie, and with it being probably the biggest tentpole release out right now, and pretty much one of the few movies people are actually seeing right now, that is definitely going to help it out throughout the rest of its run. So yeah, Bullet Train is still doing pretty well for itself. Number 2 was Beast, opening with $11 million this weekend domestically and $21 million worldwide. So yeah, I was honestly expecting a lot better for this movie. And when I say a lot better, I don't mean like a huge blockbuster opening weekend, obviously, but certainly better than this. I thought with the strong marketing and the somewhat interested buzz I saw floating around, I thought maybe it could exceed expectations by a little bit. And with the concept being literally Idris Elba fights a lion, that could have piqued some people's interest as well, but clearly not too many people were interested in seeing this movie. Reviews were a bit mixed, and I feel like it got overshadowed by other big movies like Bullet Train. So yeah, this is not the best start for this movie. However, there is sort of a silver lining here, and that is the fact that the movie didn't really cost that much. It costed like $38 million to make, and worldwide it's certain to make that budget back. I don't know if it's gonna double that, but I could definitely see making it back, and you never know. Once again, it's going to be a very slow couple weeks here, so there could be a chance where people are so desperate for new movies they just try to rush out and see this, and this movie booms in popularity. Or once again, I'm over exaggerating how well this movie is going to do and completely embarrass myself, but that will definitely be a story for another day. Right now, this movie definitely needs a lot of help at the box office. Hopefully it gets that, but right now it's off to a pretty rough start. And finally, let's end the video off with the number 1 movie of the weekend, which was Dragon Ball Super Superhero, opening with $21 million this weekend domestically and $47 million worldwide. So this movie managed to exceed expectations, certainly mine, and I was expecting it to exceed expectations. In terms of other anime films, this is just around $1 million under what the Demon Slayer film did last year back in April, when movie-going was nearly at its worst, and at a time where many people were concerned about the state of movie theaters, and this film just coming a bit under that is quite exceptional, especially when it was facing off against a high-profile movie like Beast. You would really expect the numbers to be flip-flop, but no. Fans of Dragon Ball quickly rushed to see this movie as soon as possible, which shows how big and strong of a fan base Dragon Ball has, and continues to show how successful these anime films have been with their opening weekends, with not just obviously Demon Slayer, but also Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and even that My Hero Academia movie that came out around last Halloween. However, if there is a bump in the road for this movie, I do believe that it is not going to have the best second weekend, which is a theme for a lot of these anime films. They kill it on their opening weekends, but then after a while, after that, they plummet, which is why they're not in theaters for much longer than at most a month, maybe. So yeah, it's really going to be not the best talking about this movie in the coming weeks, as it's probably going to plummet, as these movies are typically very front loaded. But we're talking about this movie, these opening weekends specifically, and as far as opening weekends go, this ain't half bad. This movie did far better than what everyone else was expecting, and I think that is definitely worth celebrating. So good job, Dragon Ball Superhero. You crushed it and did better than many other movies that are coming out. I wish you the best in your coming weekends, because you're probably going to plummet, but at the very least, you had a strong opening weekend. Good job. And those were the top 5 domestic box office results for this weekend, and normally I would discuss the upcoming new releases hitting theaters this weekend and see where I think they would land in the top 5 and how well they would do. But even though there are 2 notable films hitting theaters this weekend, those being The Invitation and 3,000 Years of Longing, I'm going to be honest, while I do think they're going to enter the top 5, they're not going to be anything special. They might rank high due to how slow this weekend is going to be, but given the very poor marketing I've seen for all of them, and the fact that there is very little buzz for either of them as well, I'm just not sure if they're really going to open all that well and do anything significant. But even though I do not think they will really have strong openings, I'm certain that at least one of them will open in the top 5. So we'll see how well they do, as well as the rest of the movies that land in the top 5 on the next Box Office Chat. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Box Office Chat. What did you all think of the results? Were you satisfied, unsatisfied? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links right there. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.